Hey, it's Saz again. I know, back to back. Crazy. Um, so I'm getting top surgery in less than 72 hours. Super exciting. And I just am like reading through the comments, as I'm one to do. I don't ever read through comments. I don't really like being seen. I'm kind of like, but the reason I do these videos is because when I was in the beginning of my gender journey, like, it was hard to find people doing videos talking about it. But anytime I could find someone and like follow their journey, it was just like so immensely helpful for me. Um, and I was like super, super grateful for them. And I was like, okay, when I do my journey, I'm going to try and publicize some of it because I just know that someone out there is going to watch this out of doing their own research and trying to figure out what the heck they are and who they are and how they want to present. And this will be useful information for somebody. So that's why I do this. A couple of like clarification things. I'm not a girl. I'm not a boy either. Don't call me either. And now that I've said that, you probably will, which is fine. Also, I don't really care. But like I'm none. I'm none of it. I'm not interested. Another thing is labels. I don't like them. I use the label trans to describe myself because for me it's like a functional label. Because here's the thing about labels. It's like these kidney beans. If I take the label off, there's still kidney beans in here. There's still beans in here that we call them kidney beans so that we can all identify that that's the kind of bean that they are. They're really just beans. Even more than that, they're food, they're something edible, they're a plant, they're just a thing. This is matter molecules in here that group together to become this thing. The only reason we call them kidney beans is because we've all, for some reason, or one person decided that's what we were going to call them, and then we all just agreed we'd call them that, and that's why they're called kidney beans. Someone put a label on here so that we can tell between this can and this can what's in this can. Oh, it's the thing that we call kidney beans. It's exactly the same. Labels, this is what a label is. If you forget what a label is, this is it. It is just to help other people understand what's inside. Someone who's never encountered a kidney bean in their life will look at this and be like, what the fuck is a kidney bean? Like, that sounds disgusting. Like, there's literally tiny kidneys in here. Like, ew, gross, I don't want to eat that. In a can, gross, disgusting. Like, I get that. I totally get that. I like kidney beans, so I'm going to eat these and I'm going to look for them in the grocery store when they're on sale. That's enough kidney bean talk. But labels are the same way. So the trans label, I think, for me is a descriptive label of like, okay, currently I'm in this state in my life where I am transitioning from whatever I was into whatever I'm becoming. And it helps people understand that aspect of my journey. It doesn't describe me. It's not part of my like it's a part of my functional identity in navigating the world. If I'm looking for, this is the other thing, if I'm looking for other people who understand that part, that small part of my life as a whole, then I can Google trans people, or I can be like, oh, I'm trans, and then maybe I'll meet other people who consider themselves trans, and then we'll have some kind of commonality to talk about. So that's the like trans thing. As for like other labels, I've played around with them, and trans masculine is another for me. I think it's a label I don't ever use anymore, but it is also a functional label when I would use it. It's like, okay, so not only am I describing that I'm trans and that there's a transitioning happening in my gender aspect of my life, but also it's implying that I am masculinizing myself. So it's implying a little bit more about where I started and where I'm headed. And the reason I don't use it anymore is because I'm not heading towards any more masculinization at this point. I'm comfortable with the amount of masculinization that I've got going on compared to how feminine that I was in my body, the way I was born and all that. So I don't use it anymore. Whatever. Like, this is another thing. Like, if we all decided, back to the kidney beans, if we all decided we want to call kidney beans something different, there's probably a name other than kidney bean for them. Like, if we wanted to go, okay, all food we're going to call by their Latin names now, for whatever reason. I don't know why we would do that. But if we did, then we'd have to rip this label off, make a new label with, kidneus beanius, or whatever the hell Latin is for kidney bean. You know what I mean? Like, labels are just, they're helpful sometimes, and then sometimes they box us in, and then sometimes we gotta let go of them, and sometimes we pick up other labels instead. Sometimes we just get rid of the labels and nothing takes over in its place. and we're just happy without them. That's where I am too. Like when I was trying to explore my gender stuff, I was like, well, I don't feel like a man. I've never felt like a man. What's the word for not being a man or a woman? Non-binary. Oh, and I was like, wow, that's so helpful that there's a term out there to describe an umbrella of whatever else you might be. So I was non-binary for a long time, and that was super helpful because then again, it's like, okay, so now I'm trans, but I'm not man or woman trans, but I'm non-binary trans, so then that helped me find other non-binary trans people and explore that kind of way of looking at gender. I've since dropped the non-binary label because I just don't really like labels. If I'm gonna label myself, I prefer the term gender fucked because I think that best describes what I'm going for, which is nothing and everything all at the same time. Like that movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's basically my gender journey. And I'm comfortable with that, but I don't need to put that into a box. I'm just me. My box is my body, and that's what I live in, and it's fine. I'm doing whatever I need to do to feel most like myself in it. And honestly, I'll say in the last week, like, there's an air of peace that I'm feeling that I've never felt before. I guess I felt it a little bit when I got my first testosterone shot, where I was feeling super manic beforehand because there was a bit of an issue with like how soon I'd be able to get it. I don't know if I talk about it in the old videos. I probably do because I started doing these before I was on testosterone. So if you want to look back, you absolutely can. They're there. What was I even talking about? I'm so ADHD, it's not even funny. Again, another label. What does it mean? My brain is chaos and I drop thoughts all the time. ADHD or not, that's what my brain does. It doesn't matter. The kidney beans are still in the can, whether you take the label off or not. So, anyway, all of that to say, oh yes, when I went on testosterone, I did. I felt an overwhelming peace come over me when I got my first shot, and just a joy. And to be on it, yeah, it was super, super, super helpful. Like I won't even, I can't, one day I will get into all of the things that I experienced this last year and a bit because of testosterone, but I'm not going to get into that right now because I want to make it a short video. But like, it changed everything for me. And you know what? I also don't like the term detransitioning. I obviously, if you like it as your label, great, like no problem by all means. But for me, I think in the research that I've done and people that I've talked to in my own journey, I'm like, but I'm not anything. Like I can never go back. Like the things I've done to my body with testosterone use weekly for the last year and a bit, I can never undo those things. Some of the things, because of the way side effects work, will revert back because of estrogen taking over my system again, which is great. I have no problem with that. I'm looking for that right now. But what was I even saying? But yes, things and stuff and things. Yeah, I just like completely lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. Everything's chaos. But I feel peaceful and I'm excited. And testosterone was, detransitioning, yes. Because I'm still like, we're always in transition. If you're a human and you're like growing and changing and like trying to be the best version of yourself and like getting humbled and exploring and experiencing new things and like doing you and being authentic, like you're in a constant state of transition from one thing to another. So like we're all trans in that way. You know, I'm like, it's just a label. Who cares? Who cares? It doesn't matter, guys. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. And everything matters. Like that's it. It's just life. Life is ridiculous like that. So yeah, like if it really matters to you that I'm getting top surgery and that I'm going to regret it and like it's going to be the worst decision of my life and I'm going to be super depressed and like then like fine. Like whatever. Feel your feelings over there. Drop them in my comment section because I know you will anyway, whether I tell you to or not. Like it doesn't fucking matter. I don't care. I don't care. I used to care so much what other people thought about me, and the more I've gone on this journey about trying to be my authentic self for me, the less I'm really caring about what other people think. And right now I'm feeling like so empowered by this thing this gift I'm about to give to myself of like being able to be in my own body. And it's going to be so hard on my system, and all my immune system's going to be like, wow, what did you do? And my body's going to be like, trauma because you sliced us open and stole my organs. Like, yeah, that's crazy. I understand that it's crazy, but like, it's what I need to feel like me. It's what I want to feel like me. It's how I want to present in the world, the kind of freedom I'm looking for practical reasons, for gender dysphoria reasons, for me reasons. Like, it's just what I want. So why shouldn't I get it? Body autonomy, you guys. Body autonomy. And also, you do not have to have gender dysphoria to go on hormones or get affirming surgeries. You don't. Drop that out of your head right now. It's completely unnecessary. Anyone should be able to do whatever they want to their own body. It's not hurting anybody. It's really not. I'm going to take my shirt off at the beach this summer, and people are going to be like weirded out and be like, where did your nipples go? What's going on? Ugh. Like, I'm sure I'm going to make people uncomfortable, but like, that's actually a them problem. It's not a me problem. It's my body. It's my body. I've had to look at a lot of people that make me uncomfortable in my life. So many. Not gender related at all. Just uncomfortable. Like, y'all, this is life. It's just a big pot of like chaos and all sorts of different people. And we need it to be that. We need it so badly to be like that. Even the really shitty, horrible, frustrating, annoying, asshole-ish like people. You know, we're all that sometimes. And we all need that sometimes in order to remind us who we do want to be and who we don't want to be. And like, it's just whatever. So yeah, at the end of the day, I believe in body autonomy. I had a request on the last video to do like a vlog kind of thing of the surgery. I'm super uncomfortable taking videos of myself in public. It makes me cringe so bad. But I'm gonna see what I can do. I can't make any promises because it's also like the biggest day of my life. So I'm gonna be ultimately focusing on me. But if I can get some footage, if I can do a little something something, I will. But like, don't hold me to that because I'm just, but I'll try and keep things posted as much as I can. So anyway, thank you for your support. Thank you for caring and watching if you made it this far. And yeah, for those of you who think I'm making a huge mistake, like, okay, subscribe, keep watching my life. I'll keep telling it like it is and keeping it real. And if this is the worst decision of my life, like, stick around and watch me hate myself. Watch me go through a depressive episode. Like, watch me feel like this is the biggest mistake of my life, because I don't think you'll see it. But if you do, then you get to be satisfied. And if you don't, then you get to be wrong and you get to be humbled. Either way, it's another transition. Thank you very much. Okay, bye.